Today is June 3rd. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, presented by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey, sporting his Ballparks National pullover. I like that pullover, Rammer. Hey, how are the openings looking for Father's Day weekend and 4th of July tournaments?
There are some openings, but we're close, right at sold out. But you and your son, I know you've got a big weekend planned in Chicago watching baseball. But
this is just me. This is just me. This isn't him coming with. Yeah, this is a solo trip.
This would be the weekend to be down there. It's balling and brawling, and we've got pro wrestling on site.
Who do you have out there for that? You got the Harley Race. I'm gonna guess you got the people from Harley Race's wrestling school.
Okay,
coming out there this weekend.
Nevertheless, I don't know the lineup. But we have wrestling all day tomorrow. It's fantastic.
I'm shocked that Jeff Vernetti set that up at Ballparks National for you guys.
Really been a winner, and instead of the typical medallions or trophies, the champion teams in each division get wrestling championship belts.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. That's going to be a lot of fun out there at Ballparks National. Up in Chicago, it's game 2 of the 5-game series. Cardinals fell short last night, 7-5. The bullpen kind of let them down, and it's one of those games where you bring guys in and you look at your role in the bullpen to hold the deficit. That's when you're brought in a losing situation, like guys like McFarland or Whitley or Whitgren. Their roles are to kind of hold the deficit where it is. They didn't get the job done yesterday. Way too many walks and a few extra runs scored, and the Cardinals were down 7-3 going into the 9th. Harrison Bader's 2-run shot was too little, too late for the Cardinals.
Well, it started with Liberatore not being good.
Yeah,
and then you fell behind, and that's when you go to the aforementioned part of the bullpen. That's what they're there for. They weren't great. And so it didn't really give you the opportunity to catch up. The offense was okay. It wasn't phenomenal, but it was fine. You scored 5 runs. You should be able to compete scoring 5 runs a game, but pitching was atrocious. You couldn't use any of your good relievers when you're behind, because that just takes them out of games that you might need starting today to tomorrow and on Sunday, when you're going to need your good guys. So it's why depth is important, and tip your cap to the Cubs. They outpitched you.
Yeah, Frank Schwindel, a very good game yesterday. He is back in the lineup for the Cubs today, as you would imagine, being their best hitter. But here is what the rest of the lineups look like for both teams. Starting with the Cardinals, the visiting Cardinals, Miles Mikolas is on the mound, continuing his all-star bid start to the season for Miles. Tommy Edman is at short. Nolan Gorman DHing back in the lineup today. Paul Goldschmidt is at first. Nolan Arenado is at third. Brendan Donovan at second base. Corey Dickerson in left. Lars Nootbaar in right. Harrison Bader is in center. And Andrew Kisner is behind the plate for the Cardinals. For the Cubs, Marcus Stroman on the mound, a name that a lot of Cardinal fans, I think, wanted to see the Redbirds pick up this offseason. Christopher Morrell is at second. Rafael Ortega batting second. In center field, Ian Happ in left field. Frank Schwindel is DHing today. Patrick Wisdom at third. Jason Hayward is in right. PJ Higgins behind the plate. Alfonso Rivas is at first. And Andrelton Simmons is at short for the Cubs this afternoon.
We said this weekend we wouldn't be overly critical lineup nerding because of all the games being played and having to shuffle things around. You notice Yepes and Pujols out against the right-hander. You say, well, everybody's the whipping boy is Corey Dickerson, not playing well, but he's left-handed. He has good career numbers against Stroman, probably the best on the team. You need lefties in there. You're going to get him in. If you wanted to criticize, and I'm not, Donovan, to me, has shown he can be a leadoff hitter or a 1-2 guy in the order. I would maybe flip Donovan and Gorman in the lineup, or put Gorman leadoff and Edman second. But again, that's nitpicking on a weekend where nitpicking is not allowed. So great lineup, go win.
Yeah, and it's going to be the Cardinals have already made a couple moves today. Here is
Yeah.
a list of some of the transactions they have sent. Cody Whitley and Matthew Libator, they have been optioned back down to Memphis. They have recalled Johan Oviedo, a name we haven't heard since 2020, and also Zach Thompson, the rookie left-hander, also from Memphis, to make room for that, to make room for Zach Thompson to be on the big league club. They have designated Kramer Robertson for assignment because they needed a spot on the 40-man roster. So that is those are some of the moves that were made. Also in the Cardinals press release from earlier today, Tyler O'Neill is going to be again a rehab assignment in Memphis. Dylan Carlson beginning a rehab assignment in Springfield. I don't know the I don't know the total reasoning for sending one place and one the other. I'd have to look where exactly both of those teams are playing this weekend, but I would imagine I know it's already been reported that Tyler O'Neill not expected back on this road trip. Dylan Carlson could be back any day.
Yeah, and then too, and so it's probably mostly logistics. But by the same token, and would be way down your priority list, but why have two prospects sit for injured big leaguers? But I think it's probably I think you're right. I think it's just travel logistics is probably the main issue.
And also too, you know what? I bet let's see, Springfield, they're at home today, this weekend. It looks like against Arkansas. So they're at home. I wonder if with Memphis where they might be, but you know what? Spread out the ticket sales too. You know people, those ticket sales when you have those big leaguers making the rehab assignments, more people go to those games. They want to see that. So
And it's
maybe
more
that
guys
has something
buying
to do
dinner
too.
for the farmhands.
Not as by the way, Memphis is in Charlotte. They're
So
in
it's
Charlotte.
easier because you
Yeah,
expect him back sooner. Carlson, we mean. So it's
yeah,
probably a logistical thing. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. You would know better than I would what kind of airport, what kind of flights are going from Springfield, Missouri to Chicago. So you would have a better idea of that than I would.
I've only flown into Springfield one time. I don't think is it a national airport or regional. Anyway, you can airlines do go in there. I just don't know what the schedule is. You'd connect in St. Louis or Kansas City, certainly.
Yeah, so that's a look at what's going to happen. Tomorrow, there will be the 27th man added to the roster. I would imagine that's going to be Jake Woodford. That'll be added to the roster tomorrow. I'm a
With his
little
slider?
what?
With his slider?
What do you don't like that against?
No, I like Woodford. I'm a fan. They sent him down. Oh, his slider's not good enough
Oh,
right now. And
it's
so
a
he fixed it in 2 days. Wow.
I am very surprised that Angel Rondon, who is set to pitch tomorrow for Memphis, did not get called up for one of the starts tomorrow. I
Be
am
perfect.
maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe you throw Oviedo out there at some point if Michaelis struggles and Oviedo never throws a pitch, and maybe there's a move made that way. But I thought Rondon earned himself. We talked about it. He earned himself a start based on how he pitched in Pittsburgh last week.
Well, my only thing is, and it's happening all over sports, not just baseball. Um, well, he pitched higher than metrics expectations. I'm telling you, it's happening everywhere. Oh well, his goals against were higher than expected. He's really not that good. Come on, man. It's
I
it's. I'm telling you, these things factor in.
we do know tomorrow. It does sound like one of the moves that's going to be made on the Cubs side of things for the doubleheader is going to be one of their exciting prospects, Caleb Killian. Caleb Killian, the former 8th-round pick back in 2019 by the Giants. He was drafted in the 8th round, 236th overall, but is really putting out some impressive numbers this season in AAA for the Cubs so far this season in 9 starts on the year, an ERA of 2.75, striking out 41, only walking 15. and it does sound like he will be getting the call up in one of the starts in tomorrow's game. He throws right-handed, so that's something to look forward to in one of the two games tomorrow.
Yeah, and my weather forecast for Wrigley last night was wrong. Wind was not a factor at all. No wind. Beautiful at night. I think the wind, if I glanced at it earlier this morning, maybe light breeze, kind of left to right field, not really in, not really out, from foul pole to foul pole, but probably not a factor. We'll see if that rings true.
Yeah, so there we go. One game today, two games tomorrow on the schedule. Rammer, I don't know where my seats are for the doubleheader tomorrow,
Behind the
but so
post.
probably. But if they're in the bleachers, I promise to build a huge cup of pyramids out
Very,
there,
very good.
and we'll not allow an usher to come knock them down.
Well, there are no fun people all over the place. Sit stoically, be quiet, don't cheer, don't boo, just sit stoically, and that's all they want. Control,
Hey,
control freaks.
looking around the rest of Major League Baseball, or I guess overnight, earlier this morning, Joe Girardi fired by the Philadelphia Phillies. By far I would say what's the word I'm looking for here? As far as expectations go, they have met them the least out of everybody in Major League Baseball so far this year. You knew this was coming based on their 22 and 29 starts.
Yeah, and the big shakeup on their staff. They had more expectations on run scoring. They've got on paper, a terrific lineup. They need more out of they need more of everything. Everybody knew going in they wouldn't be great defensively. So therefore they've got to hit more. Guys are up and down offensively. But yes, they expected to be a contender. As of right now, they are not. And maybe this would be a jump start they need to get it going.
Yeah, as I look through the rest of Major League Baseball and see what else we have on the schedule for today, Rammer, two series really jump out at me for the weekend, but one more than the other, just based on rosters that we're going to see this weekend. Out in we already know Padres and Brewers. That series started yesterday. Brewers with a huge come from behind victory in the bottom of the ninth inning. And that one, you also know Mets and Dodgers, a potential NLCS preview out in LA.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to the Twins and Blue Jays this weekend, but then the Twins, 4 players on the restricted list going up to Canada this weekend. So they a lot of roster moves before this series going on up there.
Yeah, the Dodgers Mets, as of today, the two best hitting teams in the National League, without question. And I'm not even looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the lineup and looking at production. Those two teams, top to bottom, get it done. That should be a fun series. I think the Dodgers pitching has an edge, but in a single game in a short series, who knows?
Yeah, Chris Bassett against Tyler Anderson tonight in that one. It gets started really late. Last game of the night tonight at 9:10 locally. So a lot of good baseball going around the league this weekend. I hope you have a chance to enjoy it and enjoy anything else that you have planned going on all weekend long. I'm just going through here and I'm looking at all of the fun the series this weekend all around baseball, and then it's nice matchup of good teams against good teams, and then you just get a few clunkers in there like Diamondbacks Pirates, a series, Nationals Reds. So Major League Baseball just giveth and they taketh away with some of the series going on. You really can just focus on the good ones this weekend with some of the teams playing.
They got to play sometime. You can't just say, no, you're bad. We're going to take these 10 days off because you
don't do it. You don't sacrifice weekend ticket sales though. I mean, you got to have those midweek games. Just play a triple header on a Tuesday Tuesday and get it over with.
Okay, Commissioner. I'd love to see your schedule.
If you lose 100 games multiple seasons in a row, you have to play midweek doubleheaders all season long. That's how it should work out until you decide to start winning and putting a decent product out there on the field. That's how things will run under my my iron fist as MLB commissioner. Rammer,
God
you and
help
I both
us.
have to hit the road. But before we do that, a word from Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, from Northeast Missouri all over the metro area, including the east side. Royal Banks is there for you, and they've been doing it for you for over half of a century. Local ownership, local decision-making means the decisions will be in your best interest at Royal Banks of Missouri. Call them at 314-212-1500. Go online to royalbanksofmo.com.
This has been another edition of Daily Cards Live, brought to you by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. We will talk to you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend.
At St. Louis Acura, new inventory is arriving daily, both new and pre-owned. Our buying team adds a higher level of personalized service that others can't match. We sell over 100 pre-owned vehicles monthly, and many of these are matched by our buying teams in Missouri and Illinois. As new Acura production ramps up, be one of the lucky ones to try the newest Type S models now available. Performance has never been so stylish and comfortable. St. Louis Acura remains committed to becoming better than ever for you.